Hello and welcome to Hyperdog Digital. This is Scott. Today we are going to take a look at the Lenovo Legion Y540 gaming laptop. This is the beast right here. It is fairly large, so bear with me. I'm going to do my best to keep this guy in the frame of the camera as best I can. It is a big honking laptop, so I do have to try and keep my eye on the camera and make sure you're able to see what I'm talking about. So here's the laptop right here. Now this guy starts at just under $1,000, and you can go up to $1,000, a little over $1,000 for the different configurations. There's really just a couple of them. There's really not a whole ton of differences that you can really get into. There's the i7 processor or the i5. So, and then of course memory and whatnot, but there's not as many as I would expected for a gaming laptop. But better or worse, that's what the options are that are available there. And of course, whatever changes you make to those configurations is going to affect your price. So keep that in mind as well when you're looking at it. Again, here's the laptop right here, and it's got a fair amount of weight to it. It's not quite as heavy as some of the other gaming laptops I've looked at, but it does have a lot of weight. Most of the weight is in the back here, and as you can see, it's got this little shelf back here, so it moves the hinge of the screen up a little bit, and I'm not sure exactly if there's any real reason for doing that outside of, for me, I think it makes sense as far as moving the center of gravity up a little bit so that if you're punching on the screen or anything like that or touching the screen, it's not going to flop backwards or anything like that. But in any case, here's your screen hinge. Let's take a look at the side here. You're going to get real close because this guy is long. And you got some venting on the side. You have your USB port and your headphone jack. Nothing else on the side. On the front, you have some speakers. Whoop, I suppose I'd show them. On the front, you have speakers on either side there. Over on the other side, nothing up here on the front. Another USB. And it looks like a little reset button. And your power light indicator, and then some venting here. And then on the back, more venting, and some more ports here on the back. So you have your Kensington lock, USB Type-C, and this is going to be a mini display port, another USB, HDMI, network, and your power connection right there. Alright, on the top, you just have the logo. And we'll have to see, but I'm willing to bet that this little three-pronged star here actually will light up when you power it on. We'll take a look at that when that happens. Now on the bottom, you have some really big venting here, and you can see some two really big fans in there that help to cool this guy off. And one other thing I want to show about this that I think is pretty cool, and bear with me here, but there's two screws here on the front, one on this side, one on the other, and that's it. When you take that off, then you can just pop the bottom off, and you have access to all the components down here that you would normally be swapping out, like the memory, the hard drive, the processor, these kind of things, so that it's very easy for you to get in here and upgrade some of the main components that you might want to upgrade to make this guy a little bit better a little bit later on down the road. So just wanted to show really how easy it is to take that off. It is one of the things that they do talk about in the documentation, that it's very easy to upgrade it, and so I wanted to show that exactly how easy it was to get in there and do that. Alright, let's go ahead and flip this guy back over, and we'll open it up. Get this out of here. And you can see you got a really nice big 15-inch screen. And one of the interesting things about this too is that now the camera is down here on the bottom versus on the top. And you do have the think shutter on here as well, so you can block off your camera if you want to do that. And you can already see where the bezels are on this guy. It's very thin bezels at the top and the sides. Oop, I suppose we can focus in on that. You should be able to see those. You do have thin bezels on the side here. And I'm not sure if I think shutter was able to get seen on. There we go. There's the thing. Here's the camera down here on the bottom with the think shutter on there. Go ahead and move this up a little bit. And here is the keyboard. You can see you got a lot of real estate. It's pretty common with these gaming laptops. They're very big. They pack a lot of stuff in it, so there's a lot of extra space along the edges. Your power button's right here in the middle. Go ahead and press that, power it on. You do have a backlit keyboard, really nice, very soft touch kind of keyboard here. And you do have your number pad over here on the side, and then your trackpad, and 2 buttons down there on the bottom. Now let's see. Yeah, so that guy does light up as I figured. So there we go. That is the basic setup here for the Lenovo Y540. Let's go ahead and take a look at the specs for this, and we'll talk a little bit more after that. Okay, so those are the specs for the Lenovo Y540, and there's not really, as you can see, there are a few other options. There are a few options on there. There's not quite as many as I normally would see on a gaming laptop, which is a little surprising, but not a big deal. As long as it has the power to do what you need to do, I guess that's all that really matters. This guy certainly has a lot of power to it. I didn't have any problems running any of the applications, any of the games that I tried to run. Everything ran very smoothly and at the highest level for graphics that you could get on there. It's got a couple of decent options for your graphics card. Now this one is the i7, and it does have 16 GB RAM in it, so it doesn't have the top specs that you can get. So keep that in mind when you are looking for one for a specific game or specific purpose, that you are looking at what the different options are and you are getting the settings that are going to work the best for you. Other than that, just as far as performance goes, like I said, I didn't have any problems. It worked very, very well. I didn't have any problems using any of the ports. Everything worked very good. The display port worked fine, worked great, of course. HDMI network. And the keyboard is just phenomenal on this. I love the way that the keys light up. We'll see if we can make those light up a little bit on here. It's just a nice, the letters light up, and then just the way that the keys are kind of a little transparent on the sides, but they're still thick enough to give it a nice little look to it. I think it's a little bit different than some of the other backlit keyboards. But keyboard is a keyboard. It works very well. It's very quiet, and I didn't have any problems with any of the keys not working or anything like that. And very responsive. Trackpad works very well, although most of the time when I'm gaming I don't usually use the trackpad. The monitor is amazing. It's very, very bright, very big, very colorful. Everything looks great. Resolution is amazing. It is not a touch screen, so if you are looking for one with a touch screen, then you want to try and look a little somewhere else. But other than that, not really much else to say. It's got a nice kind of rubber feel here on the edges, but nice texturing on the top. It's kind of cool. It is plastic, and it does have a fair amount of weight to it, as most gaming machines normally do. Just to look at the ports again on the One side over here we have the USB and headphone jack, and same thing over here as far as USB, a reset button, and the power indicator. The rest of the ports are going to be on the back here, and you have your Kensington lock, USB Type-C, mini display port, USB, HDMI, network, and your power port. You do have some very aggressive venting on the bottom as well. That did seem to run quite a bit, but it wasn't terribly loud, so I wasn't too concerned about it. Most of the time I didn't even realize that it was running, but certainly if you are paying attention to it, you are going to hear it. The speakers were amazing. They sounded very good. Now the battery, of course, on this guy is not very impressive. It says the battery life on it, and the documentation says up to 5 hours. I really didn't try and run it very much on battery because, let's be honest, and with most gaming machines, you're not going to do that. You're going to drain the battery pretty quickly with any gaming laptop because they've got a lot of power, a lot of stuff running inside, and it's just going to suck it dry pretty quickly. This guy certainly, when I was running it just for a brief amount of time on battery power, it did suck it down about halfway in just maybe a little over an hour. So, but we were doing some pretty intense stuff with it. So definitely you're going to want to keep it plugged in somewhere where you can be plugged in to make sure that you're not dying in the middle of an important game or something like that. But really, that's about it. Really nice gaming laptop. Not quite, I think, as powerful as some of the other big ones that you got out there, but of course it's not quite as big and bulky as some of those other ones either. It worked really well for me though. Didn't have any real problems with it. You've got a few options as far as configuration, so whatever you're looking to game with, make sure you know what the requirements are for that. And if this guy meets those needs, then definitely check it out. The price is really very good, and it's very sturdy, and all around just a really good laptop. I didn't have any problems, and no real major complaints as far as a gaming laptop goes. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you, and we'll see you again next time on Hyperdog Digital.
Hey, this is Scott for Hyperdog Digital. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos and reviews, be sure to check us out at hyperdogdigital.com. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you know when we put up new content. If there's something you'd like us to review, or you have a product you want to send us for a review, feel free to send us an email at reviews@hyperdogdigital.com. We're also looking for sponsors right now, so if you are interested in being a sponsor for our channel, contact us at sponsor@hyperdogdigital.com. All of our social media links and emails are in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.